What's up guys, and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to take care of a few things that need to be done before the interior swap can be completed. That includes the pedals, the brake booster, the brake lines, clutch, master cylinder, all that stuff. That needs to get done before the final fitment of the dash. So yeah, stay tuned. Now, I don't know why I didn't do this before, but I want to get the doors out because they're just getting in the way right now. So it's an easy thing to do. If you've never done this, you just remove the pin in here and then the 4 bolts on the outside. So just 2 and 2, and then you got the cables down there. But yeah, let's do it. Okay, so now that the doors are out, the next thing on the list is this guy, the ABS pump. So it's got 6 lines going either in or out, 2 going to this guy, and then 4 going to the booster and to the front brakes. I've already removed the front left brake, and I've got the front right down here, which I'm going to do next. And then these 2 are going to go next, and the booster is already loose, so I'll remove that with the ABS pump together. Okay, everything's out, and I ended up removing the brake booster from the lines because it was sitting on top of them and it could have bent them, so that's a lot safer now. Also on this car, it's the exact same thing. I've got the ABS down here, the lines going around to the brake booster, and the junction right here. So what I think I can do is remove everything the same way that we just did here and then swap it over to this car without big issues. The only thing is going to be the junction block. I'm not sure which one to use. I'm thinking the other one, since that's the way the lines come in from this side. They go in this way, whereas on this car they loop around the back and then come in that way. So if I use those lines on the ABS side, I might as well just use this junction block. Alright, the ABS stuff is almost done. It's all loose and ready to go. But before I do that, I want to get the fuel lines done. So I checked the size of them, and they're a bit bigger on this side than they are on the GC. So I want to take those fuel lines and swap them over. Alright, so here are the lines side by side. The top one's the GC8, bottom is GD, and they're pretty much the same. Looking at the bends over here, they're exactly the same. Down the middle, they're a bit different, but not too much. And then down the back, same thing. So that should make it easy to swap. Okay, the fuel lines are in, everything's swapped in just like it should. There's nothing to bend, it's a perfect swap. And the good thing is, it lines up in here pretty good. And when I put in the bracket from the GD, it lines up with those holes down there and with the connection on the fuel lines. So that's perfect. Another good thing is the clutch master cylinder. I just swapped it in. And it's an easy thing. It's just 1 bolt down here. You take the entire bracket, the master cylinder, the reservoir, everything, and it just swaps in like it should. So now I can keep working on the ABS system and swap it over. Okay, so I've been messing with the ABS system for about 4 hours now, and I got to a point where I'm okay with the result. So the lines go up here, then on the firewall, back down, and brake booster and caliper down there. So as you can see, it's not the prettiest job, but it'll do for now. If you're trying to do this, I recommend doing one line first. You just separate it from the rest, run it, bend it, make it fit, and then you go back and do the rest according to the one you did first. That's a lot easier than trying to bend all three at the same time and making it pretty, because it's just not going to work. But that side was a lot easier. The line down there plugs right in. The ABS pump plugs right in. So all the modifications that are needed are this corner, which that one was easy. And then all this area, yeah, and all that stuff down there. But it's not horrible. It just takes a lot of time to get everything lined up the way you want. So yeah, anyone can do it. Okay, so now I can go ahead and put this brake booster back in, and hopefully everything lines up the way it's supposed to. Alright, it's in. The fitment isn't great. As you can see, this line doesn't reach all the way, even though it's on the frame rail here. So what I have to do is just make a little bend here to get it down and into the hole. Same thing on the other line. It's a bit closer, but it's not quite there yet. So all I need to do is a bit bend here, and then I'm good to go. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to switch out those lines and the junction box. So I'm going to remove that, grab the one from the STI, and put it in there. Problem solved. Everything lines up really good now. What I did is I bent the tubes here, here, and there. And I used this little thing to do it. That's a roller for a rope, I think. But it's got the perfect groove in the middle for these lines. And what you can do is fit the line through here into the bracket and use it as leverage to actually bend the tube the amount you want. It's really cheap, and you can find it anywhere, I think. So if you don't have a pair of pliers, you don't want to pay that much, and you don't want to wait for it, just get one of those. Okay, I just got done plumbing everything in the rear. It's all STI stuff, all the way from the front to the rear. The only GC thing that's left is this black line, simply because one of them was seized on this car and I wasn't able to remove it without damaging it. So I had to reuse the GC line, which is this black one. They're exactly the same shape, same diameter. The only difference is this gray coating on top of the STI lines. It's like a protection, and that's why I was going to use all the STI stuff. But yeah, because it's seized, now I just have to go with one of them from the old setup. Not a big deal. Everything lines up perfectly. So yeah, now moving on to the front. Now in the front, there isn't much left to do, only connecting up the junction, the brake booster, and the clutch, which I have sitting here. So yeah, let's do it real quick. And here's the final result. It's all plumbed up really nice, except for the brake booster. I still need to take it out at some point, so I don't want to finish it up yet. But yeah, otherwise, it's awesome. Okay, so for the pedals, I already removed the stock gas pedal. It came off these two holes, nothing crazy. But then I got my STI pedal over here, and this thing does not want to line up. As you can see, the holes are different. So what I did is I got this adapter bracket from iWire, which I'm gonna link down below. And they provide all the mounting hardware as well, so you need nothing else but this. And that makes it super easy. All you need to do is come in here, bolt it on, and then take your STI pedal, put it on top, and everything lines up perfectly. So thanks iWire. I'm gonna put this on real quick and then show you guys what it looks like. So here's the result. Everything's working perfectly and it's awesome. So now I can do the brake and clutch pedals. Okay, so I've been messing with the pedals a little bit. Those are the STI pedals, and what's currently mounted is the pedals from the GC outside. So first thing I noticed is this thing has a clutch sensor and brake sensor, and this thing only has the brake sensor. But luckily, there's a bolt already in that place, so all I need to do is swap the sensor over, and I should be good to go. But unfortunately, these pedals don't line up with the holes. Like, they kind of do, but not really. The spacing between them is good, but the bracket that's here is way too far into the car, so there's no way I can fit those on there without modification. So for now, I'm gonna try and run the GC pedals, and maybe I don't know yet, but maybe I'll try to swap just the pedal and leave the bracket from the GC. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm gonna try. And if it's not possible, I'm just going to leave it like this, and hopefully the brake booster and the clutch master cylinder, everything lines up with the STI stuff. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to see, but worst case, I'll use the GC pedals and that's it. Okay, so here's what I found out. The pedals are not meant to be taken apart, but they can be. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the GC pedals and hope that these pedals go in the other bracket. Okay, so here are the two pedal assemblies, and so now I'm going to try and take this bracket. I still need to remove the brake pedal, but this, and then put the STI on there. Alright, so here's the result. Those are still the RS pedals, RS bracket, RS everything, except for the pads at the end. I just replaced with the STI pads to make it look better, but I couldn't use the STI pedals on here because even though I could fit them on the bracket, they have a different angle of where the pad hits the sensor. So I wasn't able to adjust the sensor far enough, and it gave me weird angles. The pedal was way up, and that just didn't work out. So I put the RS pedals back in and just replaced the pads. I did put the clutch sensor in and replaced the brake sensor, just for the sake of completeness. But now it's all good, and my gas pedal is a bit lower than the other two, which is normal. But in the end, I might want to bring it up a bit further, so I'll have to mess with the bracket up there. But for now, it's all perfect. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap on today's episode. We got a lot done. We got the brake system, the fuel system, and the pedals. So that marks a huge milestone, because from now on, I need to work on the interior. Next time is going to be a full dash swap, and then after that, the wiring. And once those things are done, I can pretty much drop in the engine and start the car. So yeah, it's moving along really fast from now on. And if you like it, stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.